it simple is safer for kids with food allergies, but it's also the best way to cultivate any child's whole body health and strengthen their developing immune system. Whole foods contain more vitamins and micronutrients than processed foods, and they naturally support your child's gut health. 70% of the cells that make up our immune system are contained in the gut, and the health of your child's gut plays a massive role in their overall physical and mental health. The balance of our microbiome determines gut health. Trillions of good bacteria or probiotics live and grow in our digestive tract. Good bacteria help us absorb nutrients, regulate metabolism, keep unhealthy bacteria in check, and prevent infection and disease. Unhealthy bacteria live among the good bacteria, and an overgrowth of bad bacteria leads to an imbalanced microbiome or poor gut health, which is linked to type 2 diabetes and autoimmune disease and may contribute to food sensitivities and allergies. Scientists think it may also contribute to ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, anxiety, and depression. By keeping it simple, you help maintain your child's gut health by providing a diet that includes natural fiber, healthy fats, proteins, vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Now, let's take a minute to note the difference between a probiotic and a prebiotic and the role each plays in cultivating our gut health. I know we hear a lot about probiotics and prebiotics, but what are they? Probiotics are foods or supplements that contain live microorganisms intended to maintain or improve the good bacteria in the gut. Prebiotics are foods, think high fiber foods, that feed the good bacteria in the gut. I like to think of prebiotics as fish food and probiotics as the actual fish swimming around in the tank of your gut. To keep a healthy balance, we have to feed our fish and replace them when they go belly up at the top of the tank, which hopefully never happens. Prebiotics are foods like whole grains, bananas, greens, onions, garlic, soybeans, and artichokes. Probiotic foods are things like yogurt, kefir, some cheeses, and fermented foods such as miso, sauerkraut, and pickled vegetables. That all sounds really good. Prebiotics, probiotics, this stuff can be tricky, overwhelming, and confusing at first. Remember, always lean on the mantra, keep it simple, to not overwhelm yourself. Caregiving for a child with food allergies and keeping them safe is complicated enough. Trust me, I know. If you're sticking to the mantra, keep it simple, you will find ways to naturally incorporate prebiotic and probiotic foods into your child's diet, and hopefully yours too. You're probably already doing it, but if you don't have the bandwidth to implement these practices now, take your time and incorporate items here and there as you can. A little bit goes a long way. And remember to celebrate the small wins. Speaking of a small win, I remember when I came up with a way to incorporate plain kefir, which is a tangy, yogurty, probiotic milk full of good gut bug promoters, into Ollie's daily routine. I use a few tablespoons or more of the base for his liquid multivitamin or allergy medicine, so he's not taking them on an empty stomach. And then I serve the kefir multivitamin concoction like a shot in an espresso cup, so he's very adult, which he loves since he's such a big boy. This little probiotic shot, invented out of necessity, was a big win for us and Ollie's daily gut health. We've been using this trick for years, morning and night. Oliver, if you're watching, it's not a trick. Bonus that Ollie loves it and looks forward to it. He asks for it every morning. It's also small and contained enough in a tiny cup that it seems manageable to his eye. So you see, I try to focus on incorporating small things here and there without needing to be perfect or even knowing if they'll work. Sometimes our food looks like convenience items, and sometimes it's a bit more intentional, like a kefir shot in a fancy espresso cup. We're doing the best we can. You'll hear me say this time and again. Give yourself the grace to be human. Once I realized we were better off keeping it simple, I felt a huge relief. I started giving Oliver things like steamed broccoli, baked chicken or salmon, and wild rice for dinner. He liked it, and I liked how little guesswork was involved. Anytime I felt the need to get more creative, I just reminded myself, Emily, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things when your bandwidth is already so limited. Now, when I shop for groceries or meal prep, I keep this in mind. Prioritize fresh, whole foods as often as possible. Harness the benefits of vitamins and nutrients in their natural forms. Focus on improving Ollie's gut health by ensuring I buy foods that contain prebiotics and probiotics. As often as possible, choose foods that liberate me from the overwhelm of food labels, the changing labeling laws, recalls, and the many unregulated claims manufacturers include on their products by purchasing very few processed foods. Before you go, I want you to know you're over the halfway point in this course and you are doing great. Keep going. You've got this. I'll see you in the next module where we'll talk about packaged foods, additives, labeling, and ingredients.